Hey y'all, Zane here, and we're going to be going over everything we know about the upcoming tower defense event. I have fact-checked these sources as much as I reasonably could. However, it's still important to know that because the event isn't out yet, we can't know for sure anything won't change, although at this point, the day before, if you're watching this when it first comes out, we can be reasonably certain how the event will unfold. With that said, let's get into it. The tower defense, also known as Theater Mechanicus, is one part of a much larger event called the Lantern Rite Festival, which is going to have quite a few quests and events in it, starting February 10th and ending around the 28th of the same month. The theater, which is what I'm going to call the tower defense from now on because it is a lot easier to say, costs one Zio Lantern, a new crafted currency that is assumed to be made from 3 leaked materials that can be gotten from the world during the event. You'll get them from mining and killing enemies, so presumably, if you're willing to grind for the lanterns, there's no limit for how many times you can play the event. This of course means, keeping with the trend of the new Genshin events, there's not going to be a resin cost to play or get your rewards, which, as someone who desperately needs all of his resin and doesn't have any condensed resin left, this is great. And I am very satisfied with MiHoYo on this decision that they're kind of keeping with the trend. A lot of people were worried that they would eventually switch back, but as of right now, it looks like they're staying on track. Now, the Lantern Rite Festival itself will have a meter called the Festive Meter, and as you complete activities in the event, that meter will rank up. This comes with several perks related to the theater, including new items, buffs, maps, and potentially even towers, which means if you want to fully play through the theater, you need to do the rest of the event too. Now, we don't know the reward for the event yet, although we can assume it'll be the usual. You got your Mora, your Ascension materials, Primogems, event currency, and maybe a special collectible like the Sealies if we're lucky. Now, that's all we know about the info surrounding the theater, so let's get into the gameplay itself. The theater bears a lot of resemblance to games such as Dungeon Defenders 2, where you'll place and upgrade towers, called Mechanicus, on a variety of maps to defend your base and other objectives. You'll still be able to get into combat with whatever enemies do happen to come down the track, but seeing as it's confirmed that the map is large enough for you to need teleporters, which are going to be really cool, teleporting, you might want to avoid getting tied down in combat unless you really need to be, like they're about to, destroy your base. Then maybe you can throw some abilities. Of course, most towers will presumably also have an element attached to them, meaning you can combo multiple towers to create elemental reactions. I'm betting on a freeze meta, which is just ice and water, given the nature of CC in a tower defense game, also known as, OP as all hell. A list of the tower names has potentially been leaked, and I'll read them out to you now so you get the general idea. Keep in mind this list is, again, not 100% confirmed and might be changed. Now, all of these tower names start with the phrase Festive Meter, which is just the name of the towers. So I'm just going to say it that once and then read out what's after it. So we have Festive Meter, Tidal Flats, Spark, Thin Ice, Thunderstrike, the Mark I, Gust, Longbow, Desire, Ambush Mine, and Portal of Wonders. I can assume the Portal of Wonders is going to allow us to teleport around the map, and a few others like Ambush Mine or Thin Ice or Spark, Tidal Flats, it's fairly self-explanatory. But some like Desire or Mark I remains to be seen. These towers are upgradable using a currency called Mechanicus symbols, something you get for completing theater runs successfully, and the harder you crank the difficulty on, the more you get. As the title implies, this event is going to be co-opable, meaning that you and up to 3 friends will be able to play together at the event. Although Genshin co-op is nowhere near perfect, the tower defense element will hopefully make up for the current lackluster combat co-op currently offers. The theater itself will have several difficulties, something akin to the elemental event where we fought the elemental cube bosses, Geo, the wind one, and electricity, how you could kind of customize the difficulty level and that would increase your multiplier. It's not confirmed if there's going to be the kind of sub-traits like enemies take 50% less crit damage, stuff like that. It's not confirmed if we'll have that or not, but it's assumed that there will be, or if not, we're going to have like something else to customize. Maybe that'll be like a crap ton of maps or speed, something like that. But they've been very heavily kind of leaning into the fact that the event is very customizable. So hopefully we'll see, if not a system like that, something as good or better. As someone who's been through most of Genshin's events as of today, I started playing around the Venti banner, so when the game first kind of came out to the public eye, Bigly, yes, Bigly, is Bigly a word? We don't worry if Bigly's a word. The new Lantern Rite Festival shows, in my opinion, the most promise out of what we've seen to date. Seeing as the event isn't out yet, I can only speculate, but it certainly feels much grander than others, with multiple promising event activities to try out. Hopefully, if you're watching this in a few days, you're not going, oh, this poor soul, little does he know. And you're like, yes, this man is a prophet, the event was amazing. But, either way, that's all for today, y'all. Leave a like, subscribe, and have a good day. Bye-bye.